Hello and welcome to Micro Action Sheet 1.6.3. So this one is called Basic School Setup, and I'm going to be guiding you through how to set up your school community if you haven't already. So to start with, important, watch this video first. That's what you're watching right now. Well done. And the purpose of this micro action sheet is to create your community structure and get your school environment ready for your membership content. So let's keep working through this, taking small micro actions as we go. Step number one, create your community. So head over to lewissmith.co/school to start your 14-day trial to Skool. So we'll do that first. You'll create your community and then you'll name it based on your membership. We can always rename it later, so don't worry too much about the name. And then you can write your one-line description. So that comes from Micro Action Sheet 1.5.1. So if you head over to that one, if you remember, in step 3 of this micro action sheet, we crafted your membership promise. So if you open up that one, you should have your answer here to I help avatar achieve transformation and result without the biggest fear, objection, or pain point that they want to try and avoid. So let's do it. So I'm going to share my other tab now. Head over to lewissmith.co/school, as you can see here. And if you want to, you can click on slideshow. That will then put it into full screen and make this link clickable. So I'll do that now. I'll also link that below this video as well, so you can click it there. So once you've clicked the link and headed to lewissmith.co/school, you're going to be taken to a page probably similar to this. Now, Skool will probably redesign this page over time. So by the time you're watching this video, it might be a little bit different. But it'll be one of these pages. So it'll either be the Skool Games, which is, as it says, a fun way to build your own business with other people, simple instructions, live workshops, community support, real-time leaderboards, friendly competition, and prizes. So it's a great way of doing it. And you get access to the Skool Games by using this link. And by doing that, you also get so you get a free trial to start your community for, at the moment, they're doing it for 14 days, but that could be subject to change over time. So you'll see that when you click the button. But also it gives you access to a lot of this bonus content that Alex Hormozy and Sam Ovens put together, where they bring the winners of the Skool Games, so the community owners like yourselves who are doing the best on the platform, all come together for a day of masterminding. They record those sessions and then they give you access to the recordings of those. So these are like mastermind sessions that people would pay tens of thousands of dollars to be in the room for, and you get them for free simply by using that link. So it'll take you to this page. I'll also provide some other links below this. If you don't want to join the Skool Games and participate in that and you just want to sign up, then you can head over to this one here as well. This will be a different page. And then if you want to know anything about the pricing, and the way it works is you get a 14-day free trial at the moment. You can cancel any time and you get your group, all the features, unlimited courses, unlimited members, and a 2.9% transaction fee. So just so you can see how that compares to the other platforms there, Patreon, Discord, Gumroad, Kajabi, Stripe, and Skool. You can see Skool is by far the lowest of all of those in terms of the fee, the transaction fee that they take. So we will go ahead and do that. And one thing just to check before you do go ahead and sign up for your free trial is when you click on whichever of these you decide to go with, just make sure it says underneath you were referred by Lewis Smith. If you do that and you were referred by me and you let me know once you've signed up and you've gone through your 14-day trial, there may just be a little bonus in waiting for you on the other side. So yeah, make sure you let me know once you've signed up. And once you've done that, it should take you to a page similar to this. The onboarding flow might be a little bit different depending on when Skool roll out updates, but you basically then enter your group name here. So I'm going to enter mine as the membership, and then I'm going to enter my card number here. So you just enter in your card details at that point, and it says the first charge will be, and that is in 14 days from now, for $99. Cancel anytime with one click. And yeah, you start your free trial. Now, what we're going to do is once we create this free trial, this can become our free community, which is where we can deliver our goodwill gift, which is the phase 1 of our membership program that we're going to be giving away to people as a free gift that will then give them so much value and create that initial transformation that they're then going to want to naturally ascend and upgrade to our paid version of our membership. So what I do is click on Start Free Trial here. So then once you're inside, you'll just be greeted by your blank version of your community where you haven't got much there at the moment, but we're going to be going through the micro action sheet and filling this in. And as it says here, if you invite 3 friends, you can unlock the Hormozy 1-day recordings. Now, these are the mastermind recordings that I was talking about, where they record the 1-day events where all of the winners of the Skool games get together to talk about the platform and how they improve their membership site retention and marketing and reduce their churn rate and all these fantastic topics that are really valuable. And all you have to do is bring 3 friends in. So right now, what I would advise you do, you can either copy this message here or you can make a slight adaptation of this and change it to just like wanted to invite you into our community. If you copy this, click here, and you can head over either to WhatsApp or phone or email and email 3 friends. Like they can be just your brother, your sister, your mum, your dad, your son, your daughter, your cousin, anyone. And just bring them in, because they don't have to become your eventual members in your community, but you're just doing this to get people into your community initially so you can unlock these 1-day recordings. So you can just say, could you do me a favor and just jump in here? Once they're in, you'll also get to experience what it's like having some members in the community. So that's a really good thing to do, and I would highly advise you do that. And then once you have done that, let's go back to the micro action sheet. So we are going to write our 1-line description. Now, remember we said I help dream members achieve outcome without pain point. So where we would add that is you go to group description by clicking settings, and then I believe it's in general. Yeah, here you go. So you can upload your icon for your membership and your cover photo as well, which is the photo that goes just behind where this block is here. And you can add your group name, and you'll be able to change your URL, set your group to private or public. So the way I would set this up is I would keep the group name as you want it for now. Remember, you can change that later. These, you can either create something yourself on Canva or just leave them as they are for now. And we can have the graphic designer help with those later. In our paid version of the membership, we actually give you these templates as well. So you can simply just slot in the templates that we give you and use those for your icon and your group cover. You can fill in a group description. At the moment, I'm going to leave that blank, but just keep moving ahead. Here you can change the URL. So at the moment you can see it's added the numbers onto the end of that. So if I want to get rid of that, you can see if it's available. So then you want to claim your URL. So I can see that skool.com/membership is available, which is really good. So I'm going to get that before anyone else can. When I click on that, as you can see, it does ask me to upgrade to the paid plan and kind of forego the trial in order to claim the URL. So it depends. If you're happy to take the risk and the risk that someone else might claim your domain in the meantime, then you don't have to upgrade now. But if you want to, that might be a good option to do. I'm going to do that now just to make sure that I lock in skool.com/membership for my own. Okay, so I've done that, and I'm going to go back over to the micro action sheet and let's work our way through the next steps. So we've done step 1, we created our community, we claimed our URL. Next is to create a start here post. So what you can do, I've actually pasted this below for you. You can say, welcome to community name. This community is for ideal members who want to achieve transformation. Inside you'll find, and then you can put all of this stuff here. And then all you do is head over to the community that you have, click on write something. You can call this start here as your post. You'd fill this in with the right details. Obviously, you'd kind of substitute out this. So I might put like for community owners who want to create life-changing membership communities. Inside, you'll find step-by-step training, implementation guides, community support. So you can obviously change this to however you want it to. And yeah, they give you some nice ideas here. Ask members to share their favorite movie, book, travel destination, get people talking. You can do polls here. You can ask them questions. To put in a poll, you can add links, you can add attachments, you can insert videos. So you can add YouTube, Vimeo, Loom, or Wistia links there, all of which we'll be doing later. You can add an action here as well. So we've described the action that we've asked them to do here. We've said introduce yourself below. So that's now an action post. And when somebody then comments and completes that action, the action will be marked as complete. So that's a nice way of starting it. And then you can choose your topics as well, and you can insert GIFs as well, which can be quite fun too. So we've got that. I'm going to post that now into the community. And once that's done, if you click at the top here, you can click pin to feed, and that will then pin it so that when you have lots of other posts that will be from your members below, this one will remain at the top with this kind of yellow banner above it. So that's now done, and we can keep working our way through the other sections. So we've added in our start here post. Remember, you can just tweak that however you want to. Create and pin the welcome post, done that, and add basic community rules. So we'll go through that. I've added some basic community rules into the actual post there. Be supportive, no spam, questions welcome in the comments. The next part is to organize your classroom. So with this part, what we'll do is go to the classroom tab, then create course. So at the top, everything's laid out very simply. You have your community section here, which is where everyone will interact. You have the classroom section, where your courses will be. You have the calendar section, which is where you can host things like coffee hours, Q&A calls, co-working, happy hour, whatever type of events you want to. These can be in person or virtual meetups, and they can use Zoom, Google Meet, anything like that. You can see your members here. You can see your leaderboards here, which will create different prizes that people can unlock as they ascend, and we can name these different levels as well. And you'll see your leaderboards all listed down here of your most active members. And the way the leaderboards work, by the way, is that you earn points when other members like your posts or comments inside the community. So one like equals 1 point. So if you make a high value post and someone likes it, you earn 1 point and you move up the leaderboard ranks. So it encourages users to produce quality content and interact with other members in the community. And then as you gain points, you level up in the community. Your level's shown at the bottom corner. You can see I'm level 1 at the moment there. And the points required to get to the next level is shown under your avatar on your profile page. And you can see the points associated with each of the levels there, all the way up to level 9. And you can see I need 5 points to get to level 2. Okay. And then the about page, this is all stuff, again, we can provide you all templates for inside the paid version of the membership. We guide you through how to optimize this, how to create your video sales letter to sell people on the concept of joining your membership. And yeah, we go through it all step by step. So we said on the worksheet, just sticking to task now, we go to classroom and then it's create course. So new course. And then within here, we're just going to call it the name of the course. So for me, I'll just call it membership, and I will set that to open. And I'm going to, yeah, you can add a cover photo here. Again, we give you templates to all of this inside the paid version of the membership. And I will set it for now to draft. Okay, so now you can see the hierarchy here. The membership is added as the course name. And then you can see within it, you can add folders and pages. So let's just go through the next steps. So we've set it to open to all members. The next is to add a folder and add what your phase 1 name was. Remember, you got these from your 1.6.1 worksheet. So here I am in 1.6.1, the membership content planner. Remember, I told you that we do all of this stuff so that we can build upon it later. Well, remember, we mapped out all of your phases. So you should have a sheet like this for each of your phases in your community. So all you need to do is copy what your phase 1 name was from here over to this, and we're going to create a new folder. I'll keep it in draft for now because no one needs to see it, and put whatever your phase 1 name was. Okay. Within that folder, which is your phase, I'm going to now add whatever we had as your first module. So I'm going to put module 1, and then below there, add page in folder. See that? So I've clicked the 3 dots and then add page in folder. And I can rename that by clicking on that edit page. I believe if you do that, yeah, there we go. That's now edited it. So you can also click the pencil there, and I've edited what that's now called. And below that, I can then add in what these points are, because these are the points that I'm going to discuss in this module. Okay, so that should actually be a bullet point as well. So I've got my 4 points that I'm going to discuss inside that module, and then this will become a video. So eventually what I'll do is go to add here, and then I'll add a video that will then add the video in there once it's ready. Now, at the moment, of course, it's not ready because I haven't filmed it yet, because we've only started working our way through actually planning it. By this point, you should have planned your slides out and be ready to begin creating it. But for now, I'm just giving it a home so that it kind of becomes real before we've even created it, because now we have somewhere to go into and say, for phase 1, module 1, I'm going to click the pencil, click this, and simply paste in the link to the Loom video that you've recorded and be able to add your video in, or whichever platform, Wistia, Vimeo, YouTube, wherever you want to host your videos, whichever video platform you use, you can simply paste that in. And I'm keeping it in draft for now, because really I'm just using this as a way for me to be able to store my content and organize everything. So now I might add another page, and then in that one, I would call it module 2. And then within there, I'm going to paste in whatever I had for my learning outcome implementation, progress indicator, and common obstacles and solutions. Make sure that that's got a bullet point. And there we go. I accidentally published that one, so I'll just click unpublish. But no one's going to see this for now, other than your 3 members that you've invited in. And there we go. We can start to see our course building out, and you can expand and contract these by clicking on the little arrow there. So keep it nice and neat. And remember what we're building out here in your free community, because this first one will become your free community that we're going to use to give away the goodwill gift of the course that you've put together, will be phase 1. What we can then do is add a folder called whatever phase 2 is named. Name of phase 2 here, creatively named. And then you can see that I can simply drag those there, but inside that, I might just put add a page in there and just change the title of that to available inside the paid community, so that when people try to get to that, you'll see that it's actually locked, and we can kind of edit the permissions of this later on so that people can't access phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, because those are the things that we want to have inside our paid community. The same will be true inside our calendar. We can show the calls that they would get access to in the paid version, but we wouldn't necessarily unlock those, and we would just put that they can access those in the paid version of the membership. So hopefully that all makes sense there. Add the folder for phase 1, add the page for each module, keep it in draft mode until the videos are ready. And for now, if you pause the video and insert all of your modules into the classroom section inside your course, just for phase 1, you don't have to do any of the others for now, put it in there, and then they all have homes, they exist, they're created, they're ready for you to then begin creating your modules. So pause the video now, set those up, and then let's continue. Okay, so now you have a course that is built out, the bare bones of your course, the structure, you can actually see it all there. It's starting to come together. So congratulations. The next step, step 4, are some essential settings to set up inside Skool. So I'm just going to guide you through this, and actually I'll go through this in the settings section. So inside here, go over to community, and you can see the settings button over to the right here. So I click on that, and I'll just work my way through these and talk you through them. So to start with, I can see all of my statistics here on subscriptions, monthly recurring revenue, number of paid members, the churn, last 7 days. And if you want to have free trials, you can see how many trials are in process and what percentage of those convert. Invitation, this is a nice one. If you want to just invite someone to your group, if ever someone says, like, how do I join? Copy that link, send it to them, and they'll be able to access it. You can also send people invitations here by inserting their email address, and you can then choose from this which courses they'll have access to, and you'll see check boxes here once you have courses published. Of course, at the moment, I haven't published the course, so I can't see that, but you'll be able to click send, and you can import CSV files. If you're transferring over from another platform, like Teachable or Kajabi or whatever, you can import a CSV file, a spreadsheet with those email addresses in there and import them across. And then we can integrate Zapier as well, which has some uses later on, which we won't go into just now. The next is general. So we've covered this stuff already. Got your icons there and your cover photos. Remember, we give you templates for all of those inside the paid version of the membership. And you can see your payouts. So you can see all the payouts listed here. They pay out your available balance every Wednesday, and pending is your balance that hasn't yet settled, so it hasn't yet come through to you, and transactions take 7 to 14 days to settle. They're direct to your bank account, and you can change your connected bank account by clicking the link there. So you can choose where those payouts go to. The next is then pricing. So pricing at the moment, I've got this set to free. You can have other prices if you want to add a free trial, if you want to add a price that is related to the paid version of your membership, which you'll be setting up as well. And then at that point, you would want to connect to your bank account. Skool uses Stripe to send payments to your bank account, but it doesn't use Stripe as the payment processor. The actual processor is on Skool payments. So it's kind of separate, but just think of Stripe as like the intermediary to how it pays out the funds to your bank account. And then plugins. This is an important part. So for here, I'll show you how I would set these up. I would set membership questions to on, and I would ask them, please enter your best email address. You could even give them a reason to. So you could say, please enter your best email address and I'll send you XYZ, like whatever the freebie is that you want to send. The reason for that is because later on, when people start joining our email our Skool community, we want to be able to take the email address, plug it into our CRM, which we'll be setting up later on inside the paid version of the membership, to then guide them through a nurture onboarding sequence and try and help them upgrade and ascend into our paid community. So that's a good one. If you do nothing else, I would advise just trying to capture the email address of the person on the way in. So you can add that there. And then tabs. I assume that you'll want your classroom and calendar tab, but you can turn them off if you want to, if you don't want your calendar tab showing for whatever reason, but I tend to keep those on. Categories, this is a good one. So you could have like different categories here, like member wins, or I like to call mine celebrating success. And then you can put like emojis after them as well. Then you can add those there. So just have a look inside our community to see, I spelled that wrong. To see how we've laid them out as well. And yeah, you could have celebrating success. I think, so the other default ones are, you could have announcements. For example, you could have phase 1 questions, phase 2 questions. So you can ask people when they're making posts in the community to categorize their question into the different phases of your program. So that might be a good way that you'd choose to do it. For the rules, this is where you can actually enter your rules to ensure that people agree with those when they join. So you can just click edit there and add them in. You saw that we added some rules into our start here post, but you can kind of replicate those rules here and you can add new ones as well. And then discovery is your page being shown in discovery and which category it's in and things like that. So yeah, at the moment it wouldn't be shown because it doesn't meet the minimum criteria for being shown in there. But the discovery page was the one that we looked at earlier, where it shows you all of the different Skool communities and what they're all about. Metrics, just to keep an eye on, like your total members, your active members, the activity in your community, and what's going on there. And then billing. So the billing section is just where you access your invoices for the payments to Skool as well. So let's just go back over to the 1.6.3 sheet. One thing that we didn't yet set up was in the plugins, the auto DMs. So what we can do is send an auto DM, which I've provided for you here, a template of, into your new members inbox when they first join your community. So we go to plugins and then auto DM for new members. If I switch that on and I change it to hi name. So as long as you use the symbol hash name hash, like it's done there with no spaces, that will personalize the message with your member's first name. So it can look like you're sending them a direct message. So it can say, hi name, welcome to group name. So the name of your community. So it would say, hi Lewis, welcome to the membership. How are you getting on? Message me here if you need help with anything. So then I'll click preview. That's how it would look. So that would be a nice automatic direct message that all members would get when they join. Now this prevents you from having to go through and message thousands of people individually once you've got people joining your community. And it's a nice way to begin those conversations and get everything started. So I'll save that. and then I'll go back to plugins, and then you can choose whether you want to unlock chat at level 2 or 3. Now, this can be quite good by reducing the direct message spam. So what can happen sometimes is if you have a free community, you might get members who are looking to try to pitch other members of their own services. So they just go around joining these free communities. And when they do, they then start sneaking into people's direct messages and trying to pitch them on services. So to avoid that, you can simply say that you want to unlock the ability to chat with other members at level 2 or level 3. They say we don't recommend turning this on for small groups where DM pitching or spam isn't an issue because it might block natural conversations, but it is a good thing to have. So maybe keep this one in your back pocket for now and know that it's there as a feature, but perhaps you don't want to limit things when you first get started. The same is then true of posting. If you want to avoid someone coming into the community and then putting an AI generated post straight into the community pitching their services, which is not no one wants, then you can switch on that. And again, you can put it to either level 2 or level 3. But again, they don't recommend doing that until it becomes a problem. And you can always just kick people out of the free community if you need to, if they start doing that. You can integrate your Meta and Google ads. Now, the ad stuff is stuff we'll cover inside the paid version of the membership. That's when we can start really bringing members into your community at a much, much higher scale. I would turn off instant membership approval. So that's off because I want to be able to manually approve members' requests. And actually, I'll have my virtual assistant do that eventually, and I'll show you how to do that. But that's something that I would want to know who's coming into the community. I don't just want it to necessarily be a free-for-all, although you might, so it might be different. And that's it. We've covered all of the others. So the only ones we didn't go through there were the plugins. So that's now all covered. And so we'll go back to the micro action sheet. So you can pause the video now, go through these, make sure that you've set up all of these steps and gone through and configured these plugins as I just showed you there. If you have any questions about this stuff, just post inside the community, and other community owners will be able to help advise you on how they've set things up. And you can always look at how we've set things up as well inside the membership that you're a part of now. And with that said, we're at step 5. So your next steps are, if you haven't already and you haven't been following along for whatever reason, head over now to lewissmith.co/Skool to start your 14-day free trial for your free community. Remember, this is the one where you'll just give them phase 1. So this becomes your goodwill gift that we talked about earlier, to show them that you can help them by actually helping them. And then optional for this step, revisit lewissmith.co/Skool to start your 14-day free trial for your paid community. Because once you have your free community, obviously you'll be wanting people to then ascend to your paid community where you have all of the phases created and unlocked. I appreciate that we're not there yet, so it might feel to you like that's jumping too far ahead. Totally fine. For now, just get your free community up and running. Once we start getting people in, we can then build the paid community later if you'd like to do it that way. I prefer to have everything set up for now, so I'd probably do it. And I would use that 14-day trial window as some natural momentum and like some natural urgency and almost like a ticking clock to really force me to say, right, let's do this. There's some accountability. There's some money on the line now. There's, it's $99 for one of these communities per month. That should pay for itself several times over once you have your first few paid members. But it's quite nice to set a bit of a deadline and almost light the match and say, right, we're doing this, we're committing, let's build this business. So I see it as an exciting challenge. And yeah, that's it. Set up your basic structures in both communities, go through, get everything set up. Remember, you can use the momentum from your 14-day trials to keep moving forward. Both communities can be refined later. So if you think, I don't know what to put for my description, or I don't know what to select for my URL, don't let any of those problems stand in your way at this stage. We can tweak those things later. You don't need to have all of the answers now. I'm giving you permission right now to move ahead without having those answers, if that's what you needed. But yeah, getting the structure in place now creates the foundation for your success. So with that said, time to create your Skool community. Head over to lewissmith.co/Skool. Remember, once you've gone through your 14-day trial, drop me a little direct message and there might be a little surprise waiting for you if you've been referred over to Skool and you've used my link. So that's it for this micro action sheet. Head over to lewissmith.co/Skool, set up your community, and this is where it really starts to become real. So with that said, I will see you inside the next micro action sheet. Let's make it happen.